welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I need to make a birthday card for a 6-year-old. So I thought I would get So Hoppy Together, which is the sale-a-bration one, which is totally free with a £45 order. And I thought that these were quite sort of nice and whimsical and would work for a child's card. So I've prepared a few of the things, but I don't know quite how I'm going to sort of proceed with it. So I thought I would come on and we can do it together. So let's have a look and see what we've started. I know that I want a white card base like that. And then I know that I want a blue matte and then a white piece to go in on here. Now I've cut out 2 lots of the birthday, and I think I'm going to have the happy birthday running like that. So the happy birthday like that, and this is taken from these amazing new, let me find them, it is a bundle which has well-written framelits, which has 24 different elements to that, and then there's a double bundle of stamps which are 51. So put them both together, you have 75 different things to find for birthdays and all sorts of things. I have done a video on it if you want to go back a couple of days and search that out. If you've subscribed to me, it's easy to go back and see the videos that I've done before. But I thought that the happy and the birthday would look lovely. But I wanted it on a plain background, so I didn't want it too fancy so that it would stand out quite well. I've taken a little scrap of the neutrals 6x6 designer series paper, which is perfect because I wanted something neutral that would tone in. I've done one of the little frogs and I'm going to put him down at the bottom like this, so that gives him his grounding. I've taken and die cut a number 6. Now this, some of you might remember, if you go back a long time, we did Timeless Type Alphabet Junior, which has some lovely numbers that aren't quite big. You can see the difference, what I was turning around and saying to you the other day. This are the sort of dies that were available at the time, and you can see how chunky and thick and heavy they are. And this is what dies we are producing now. So if you turn around and have a look at this one, which I did for the birthday, look at the difference, how thin and beautiful and detailed that is, compared to only a few years ago. It wasn't that many years ago, how things have come along and how things are changing. And I love the fact that Stampin' Up is always on trend and moving through with all new things. So I do keep some of my old things because I absolutely love the sizes of these numbers and the letters. So I do use them sometimes. So I thought I would bring that back out from the archives for you. So that's the number 6. And then I've cut some little hearts. What I wanted to do was, though, to do something on the background. And I thought that this little dragonfly type buggy thing might look quite good up in that top corner, and I think that that would just balance it. So let's take these pieces off because that's what we're doing to start off with, says me. I've just slid my piece down there. Let's hope I can get it in a minute. And we're just going to put this little dragonfly up in that top corner. So let me get some black ink and I'm just going to pop him up in the top corner, sort of floating out. My head's probably going to get in on here unless I move it down here and do, but I want him right sort of up at the top. So like that. I think that that will work, and I think that might be, I might put a couple of the little bugs in, not quite sure yet. As I say, this is a card that I'm making for a 6-year-old, so I thought I would come on and show you some of the process in thinking out and planning ideas. New cling stamp, it's a little one, but just literally ease it off and it comes out really easily. So I'm going to pop him in there, and I might put some of those little bugs in. I'm not quite sure yet. So let's have a look and see. I do need to colour this little guy in. I'm just going to wait a second or so for him to dry. So let's put some of this together. I want this little piece down at the bottom. As I say, I really love these neutrals. I do like patterned and very detailed focal points with our designer series paper, but sometimes you just want a little bit of something and you don't want it too bright. So let's pop that down at the bottom like that. Hopefully we've got it nice and straight. Just put it up so my lights don't dazzle me. And we're going to put this little guy down on here. Now I want him up on dimensionals, so let's get my dimensionals out. I always have my standard and my minis because I combine them both. Little spaces for the minis and bigger spaces for the standard. So I think we want a big space just in the middle like that. But I might... no, I think actually just one will do on this because it's quite a small image. I have done it in the thick Whisper White because, again, quite often when we're doing die cuts, it just gives a little bit of more sturdiness in there. So we've got the, let me see if I can get it. It just slipped down. There it is, tucked in underneath. There we are. Okay, so if I put the happy there, like that, and the birthday in underneath, is that balanced? I did do the birthday. I cut it out twice, so I cut it out with... I save all my scraps of DS cardstock, as you know, and so I just cut out another one. Just gives it a little bit of extra height on there, which I want. So put that on there like that, and that there, and I need to put the 6. I think I want the 6 at the bottom rather than at the top. There's a reason for that, because I want something coming up as if he's almost as if he's balancing. Could have him balancing the 6 with some hearts or something around. So that's going to work perfectly on there. This one I want to put up with some dimensionals. So this one is going to have, we'll have the minis on here. So let me just put a mini in the centre, and we'll have one on either side. These are from the rectangle stitched shapes, which, as I keep saying to you, I'm using all the time. They are just, it's nice to have a little border, and the stitched just adds something without it being too much. Now I'm going to put him just about there, so almost his little he's resting on the top of this. As I say, because it's a boy's card, I don't want it too fancy. Girls' cards, I tend to go to town, and you've got glitter and bling and unicorns and sparkles and all of those things. But for a little boy's card, unless they're into something specific, so I've done Star Wars cards and various things like that. But this year, he wasn't very... He's not into anything specific at the moment, so I thought, well, I do like this little frog, so I thought I would make one with a little frog. So I use wet glue because it works really well for me. You can use it on our sticky sheets, but the wet glue works perfectly. So let's put that down about... there like that. Make sure that's straight. I have to keep lifting it up because my lights give me quite a dazzle. But yes, that's lovely. And again, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put the 6. I am going to like colour in the little dragonfly. Now, what colours am I going to do this dragonfly in? I think I might do his body in... What have I got? Let me try... I think I might do it in... Is this mint macaron? No, it's not. It's dark pool party. I thought I might do it in mint, the dark mint macaron. Here we go. Right, let's just do this little body in. This is going to be interesting with the lights, but I should be able to just get him in. I always, when it's very small, I tend to just do like little tiny weeny little dots running down because I don't want it to bleed through. And if you just do a tiny little dot, there we go. That's good for his body, isn't it? Now, what about his wings? Because I've got this one in the Granny Apple Green. So I think I might do, what will go with this? Maybe yellow. I think it probably needs sort of yellow and I know it's not sort of dragonfly particular colours, but I think that that'll work with the colour scheme we're doing. So this is the light Daffodil Delight. So we're going to have the, do I want the inside light and the outside dark? Or the other way round? The other way round. I think I'm going to have the outside in the light. It's always a decision trying to tone things up, isn't it, when you're sort of doing something off the hoof. But as I say, I'm out tomorrow, which is Saturday, to go round for lunch. And I thought, right, I need to get cracking and sort out a card. So I thought, well, why don't I just come on and show you the card. So as I say, it's sort of yellow and green in there, which I think works quite well, yes, because as I say, I don't want him to be too much sort of a focal. So let me just put these back in there. Okay, now I need to just start putting some of this together. So we're going to put this onto the base before I add too many other things on there, because I don't want ribbon and things. He's not a ribbony sort of person. I was going to, thinking possibly of putting a bit of twine on there, but again, I think that's a bit fussy. I think plain and simple with just with something that's quite fun will work perfectly. And sometimes it's one of those things I struggle with. Less is more is how we look at it quite often. And I tend to be somebody who I go more and more and more and more and more. Okay, so that's our happy birthday. It's a little dragonfly on there. Now I want this 6. I'm going to have it about there, I think, because that will balance that. And then I've got some little so I'm going to glue this on. I'm not going to put it up with dimensionals. I could have done, but I think I just want to have it just like this. So let's just pop a little bit on here. And we'll have it, what do we reckon, about there. If you really love these frogs, which they are incredibly popular, there's something coming really exciting in the beginning of March. And I'm sure you'll see lots about it. It is quite exciting. Now, what I've done is I've taken the other end of this, because this is on a 6x6. I've taken the other end and I've taken some of cut out the little tiny hearts which are in the Jar of Love framelits. And so I need my, take your pick, we are going to put just some of those little hearts running up through. So I'm going to do them one at a time, because I find if I do them one at a time, it works better with the balance, because I find if I put the glue down straight away, to take this little top piece off, this take your pick tool is absolutely brilliant. You have this lovely little blob of putty at the top, and you can just twist it up to get some more, and it comes with a refill as well. Not that I have even gone through the first one yet, so put that one down. So we wanted the little heart so it's in his hand, and then we'll have, should we have the next one there? I think up there will work. Let's take this one like that. I like the fact that it cuts out 8. Not that you need to use all 8, but because it cuts out 8, it does mean that you've got enough to play with quite comfortably without... I'm going to put one in between here because I want it to sort of come up to where the dragonfly is. So let's put... Oops. Glue fell over. Put that one up there. That side, yeah, yes, that way I think. There we go. Like that. Now, do I need another one right up to there? I don't know. I think I might put one just here. The other side of there. It's one of the nice things. I don't know when you start doing crafting, you can spend quite a while in just sort of playing around and designing something, and then whoops, just popping it together. That got caught on my finger, didn't it? Take the other side, get it down where we want it. That's better. Now, do I want any more coming down? I'm just going to place these on because I don't know whether if I put any more on it'll be too many, and whether I want one just up the top there. Yes, I do. That will balance it. Okay, so that's going to be the last one. So it was 6. So let me just take this one out of here. Put a little blob of glue. We wanted it just there, didn't we? That's it. This little guy in on there. Make sure I've got it at the right angle. Oops, put it down flat. Getting caught up on the... Gets a bit of static in there sometimes. So we'll have this one in like that. Then get my little pokey tool and just press it down. Right, I think that looks nice now. So let's just finish that off. Put my lid on and my bottom on, pop that back in its little cubby hole. The right way round would help. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and I think then that is going to work. I will put a happy birthday and a messagey thing inside. I might actually take the little bugs and put those inside, but I'm not going to do that now on camera because it'll just take a little bit too long. But let's put this down in on here. Whoops, sliding it about all over the place. Try and get that as level as I can. That looks good. Let's take that down like that. Right, I think that will work perfectly. As I say, a nice little birthday card with not too much or overly too much detail on there, but again, and it doesn't even need to have a a birthday number or anything on there if you were doing it for just somebody for a birthday or anything else. But I think the little row of hearts just sort of finishes it off and just brings it up. So I hope you enjoyed watching me do the 6-year-old's birthday card. Thank you so much, and do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.